Oh, The Flash has bombed. This is genuinely terrible for this film. A film that reportedly cost $200 to $250 million, but that was back way back when. This film's been in the can for several years. Multiple rounds of reshoots, multiple endings reshot, loads of changes. So you're now looking at $300+ million, and then a whole world of marketing, which loads of people failed to factor into this. I mean, they had a huge marketing budget for this film. Even other executives at Warner Brothers noted it. They were just doing something absolutely insane. An unprecedented celebrity marketing push was what was stated. Not only that, they had the huge payout for the Super Bowl ad, which, make no mistake, it's just monumental costing. Something like it's like millions and millions and millions of dollars per 10 seconds, and they had a full-length feature trailer being shown. Staggering. So The Flash falls down with $55 million on its 3-day opening. Technically, that's actually a 4-day opening because it's open on Wednesday. I saw it on a Wednesday. So it's not even that. It's technically... Oh, no. What is that? It's even more. God. Even my mathematics aren't working out today. So, huge opening in terms of its run time. Was that 5 days? On $55 million. That's abysmal. Hit subscribe if you're new here, guys. I run through the box office every single Sunday. Look, for what it's worth, I didn't hate this film. I liked it more than I thought I was going to. And I'm an outspoken... I have outspoken disdain for Ezra Miller. So for me to sit down and go, it was actually alright. Yeah. I mean, I'm being unbiased at that point. But it is a bomb. Regardless whether I liked it or not, or thought it was like a 5 or 6 out of 10, it's a bomb. It's a huge, staggering bomb. But Deadline loves to try to explain why. Here's why, they say. Let's take a look. So, after the Saturday AM yesterday, there are a lot of lessons to be learned this weekend. Chief among them is what it's like for a major motion picture studio to open a movie with largely a number of its cast, primarily its main star, not available to do press. No. I've said this many, many times. This movie should never have had Ezra Miller do the rounds of press, because no one knows who Ezra Miller is, right? And the moment you Google his name, it'll come up with his assault charges and court appearances in Hawaii. The video of him choking a woman out in Iceland. It was a good idea for him never to do the press. No one knows who he is anyway. Now Keaton, though, Michael Keaton should have done the rounds for the press. He really should have done. That was a big looming question, which was on everyone's minds in the wake of Ezra Miller's tabloid-laden 2020-2022 in regards to Warner Brothers DC $200 million The Flash. That's not right, by the way, guys. It's not $200 million. And now we have our answer, as the pick is open to $55.1 million over 3 days, $64 million for the 4-day Juneteenth holiday. So $64 million. But again, it's not even that. It's a 5-day weekend. It opened on a Wednesday. That's woeful. And it opened in a good amount of theatres. 4,234 theatres are opened. Now that's below Warner's 70 to 75 million 3-day expectation. 3-day projections just kept losing speed. Ha ha ha, love a pun. Should the movie have gone straight to Warner Brothers streaming service Max? No. Because they needed to make money from this. They're not going to make any money of this, but they needed to try. They really did need to try. Now this is interesting. They say this: with a SAG-AFTRA strike authorization in place, should talks go sideways and actors not permitted to do press in those situations, the studio, streamers, etc. may want to think twice before playing notorious hardball, as this is what happens when your cast isn't available to promote a major motion picture. I completely disagree. That's not why this movie bombed. So San Diego Comic-Con is in check with the unavailability of TV series creators. Warner's didn't lean on Miller for The Flash's press tour. They couldn't. The star making his first Hollywood appearance post-legal troubles. This was at Monday's premiere of The Flash, which was limited to a red carpet photo call. Not video or press interviews, except for a couple of bloggers. So they would have been pre-vetted. Questions pre-vetted. But a majority of the cast weren't available for 360 Degrees press, which they should have done. They should have had, like, at least Michael Keaton. He's a seasoned pro. He's someone that you could rely on to navigate awkward questions surrounding Ezra Miller's nonsense. Even Ben Affleck, for instance. He could. He's a seasoned pro. You know, you did have Keaton showing up for screenings for a Q&A in London and Paris. I mean, fine, but it's got nothing to do with Ezra Miller not being around. And they've done some, like, reasonable things. So The Flash didn't have an 80 to 100 million plus promotional partner campaign like most of the tentpoles. They did have some Puma Flash sneakers, which is essential when it comes to cutting through the noise of summer and opening a big movie to big numbers. But this movie was always going to bomb. And they say this, there's something else going on here with The Flash. Billed by co-DC boss James Gunn back in January as probably one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. That does not inspire confidence as to what you're going to be making moving forwards, let's be honest. And that's that moviegoers disagree. This is the thing, yeah. B cinema score. That's bad. That's really, really bad. 77% on ComScore. 59% recommended. Yeah, not good. I even say this. That coupled with the fact that The Flash is very male heavy and not pulling in as many women as Aquaman and Wonder Woman, it's slowing it down. This is the thing though, like, you know, people just don't like it. The people that have gone aren't particularly enamoured with it. And you can't hype it up as much as you did for the movie to not be very good off the back end of it. And again, that's concerning. James Gunn, you thought this was one of the greatest superhero movies ever made? Well, goddamn, your Superman legacy film's going to be shit then, isn't it? And you've just hired Andy Muschietti to make Batman the Brave and the Bold. I mean, that's bad as well. And they say this, you know, what about the whole multi-universe stuff and bringing back Michael Keaton's Batman? To the average Joe moviegoer, what The Flash is at the end of the day is a movie about a deeper universe DC character, and that's The Flash. Going deep universe on a superhero movie comes with the risk of posting less than 100 million plus openings. From who? It's got nothing to do with that. Bad. Real bad. But this is the thing. This is what's important to note. So Warner spent big on trailers, iSpot, which monitors what studios shell out on US TV spots. And again, this is just one facet of The Flash's overall marketing campaign expense. Shows Warner Brothers shelling out $31.3 million on spots for the Miller movie, which pulled in 1 billion impressions. That's more on iSpot metrics than what Disney spent on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Elemental. But that doesn't even factor into what it spent on the Super Bowl ad. Oh dear. What a huge bomb. Massive, massive bomb. So, if this follows the trend of usual comic book movies, it'll go down next weekend. Go down again the following weekend. And this is a movie that will lose hundreds of millions of dollars for Warner Brothers and DC. And all we're left with, the average movie-going audience, is the fact that they genuinely thought, obviously not genuine, they're talking BS, but they've put it out there that they genuinely thought this is one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. Which does not bode well for the future of DC. So there you have it. Ezra Miller, bombed. 55 million 3-day opening. Terrible stuff.